Alright guys, so I just made a post about my big project that I've been spending, the last week doing, trying to make it nice and adding audio and music and all this fun stuff. Okay, I'm going to walk you through the files I have left. Okay, so I'm going to open up DaVinci Resolve, which is my editing software that I've been using for the past probably year or so. It's going to take a second to open, but I'll keep this video under 5 minutes. Hopefully you're seeing everything I'm seeing because, with all my mistakes I've made recently. So these are the videos that they all go into this one big project right here, and I hope that you guys can see that. I'm assuming you can, but I shouldn't assume, So, yeah, you guys can see it. So, this was going to be the video, and I don't know if you guys can see all this, but, so you can still see my editor's notes and things, but all the voiceover, everything on these two tracks, right here and here, are voiceover. And everything up here was video clips. Now, I got to about adding this last part of VO, this last part of voiceover, which would be this right here. Okay? Yep, it's gone. The whole project gone. So everything I have left out of that project is this, which is the script for said project. We'll just zoom out so you can see just how much I wrote. This script, okay, and this thumbnail, which was going to be the thumbnail for the video, but I guess I'll just show it to you guys because, the video is not coming out. Yep. This took me maybe 45 minutes to draw. And you guys would have seen it in its standard, what is this, 1200 by 720 pixels. Yeah. So, that's my, that's the start of my fucking day. Yippee! Alright, so we arrive back at base. We equip our new gear, and we instantly upgrade it. Because after the arduous task that we just faced, getting some more damage is not just a priority, but it's necessary, as I'd like to shorten our mission times whenever possible. But let's get on to mission 2. So, in this mission, we're tasked with getting a vaccine from a lab. But we need to clear, secure, and add our clearance to the lab to get in first. Then, once we actually get the vaccine, we need to exfil before the time can run out. Because, obviously, dying, not great. So, no dying allowed here. Let's go over mission 2 in depth for a second. So we start this mission clearing some less than stellar enemies. No problem for our new pistol, but we do find ourselves getting swarmed pretty quick. So after we dispatch our new enemies, we move deeper into the complex, always keeping our head on a swivel for more trouble. As we move in, more and more, we find ourselves on a locked subway section that we must traverse to go deeper. The train makes several stops in which we have to defend ourselves, while also moving forward in the train each time. Now we move to the final facility, where the vaccine is being kept. This is where I need to add my security clearance before the door will open. After that's done, we then scour the small facility, door to door, until we find the vaccine. Then it's off to the evac zone, which we then need to defend to leave. Right now we have more loot and upgrades to go over before we hop into the next mission. Mostly just selling and upgrades, so I'll keep this short. In this mission, it's the first to give us some real issues, as this one is a saving mission. We need to save survivors that are barricaded in their houses, but as we get to each house, we get swarmed we're not even on an even playing field, as with each barricade, it takes time to get in. The zombies only need to touch a survivor before they're gone. My pistol can handle small groups, sure, but hostile hordes, not so much. With my lackluster playing and lower than normal damage, we almost died, but we're saved. We saved 34 survivors. The fact that we saved more than half is amazing. After that mission, we take a break with, you guessed it, with more loot and upgrades. Yay! Then we have another EXP requirement to meet, so back to mission 1. You've seen this already, so I've cut it down, but I still wanted it. Now mission 4. This mission, we need to scout and clear an area. In doing this, of course, we find yet more hostiles, but they aren't our main concern. We find a nest of sorts, which spawns these zombies, so we must destroy it. It and any others we come across. This takes a while just to destroy one of them, but we do, we move further. As we do, we meet resistance, but prevail. Then we come along to this big chamber for our objective, which is to destroy whatever the cocoon is incubating. One man, one pistol, and all the strength he can muster. After our inevitable win, I mean, come on, did you think our first death would happen here? We get our evac and it's back to base. So we go back to base and we sell, upgrade, and show our stats. You've seen this, but I've never done this kind of video before, so I'll just show it again. We sell the loot from the crates and the loot from the mission drops, but we have yet another EXP requirement, so we quickly do mission 1 again. We do mission 1 because it's a very simple mission, but it sucks to do over and over. So, more loot, more sell, more stat checks. Anyone who's made it this far in the video, I just have to say, you are one hell of a trooper. Anyways, let's continue. Now we do mission 4 for the EXP requirement because it's nice just to have a different level to get EXP from. Here we talk about the upsides and the downsides of the pistol. The major upside that the pistol has is no problem with movement speed, but the downsides are definitely there too. On my other character, we have absolutely no restrictions, and just a teaser, even he had trouble later, so this only gets harder, and the enemies level with you, so we will never outgun them. And then, just when you think you've gotten out, I pull you right back in, right to mission 1. We do this song and dance a lot, so I'm sorry if this is boring, but trust me, this isn't fun for me either. You just have to watch. I have the pleasure of playing it again and again, so, you know, there's that. Finally, a new mission. This mission is mission 5. This is the first time that we're playing this one. And it's my favorite for the obligatory rescue mission. Again, love those. Here's the rundown. We get dropped in by the gate. Now, we're at the front of this VIP's house. We slowly make our way inside to rescue, and we quickly get swarmed. It's tight quarters, and we still need to search rooms before we can even continue. And every time we go into a new room, more zombies spawn. We search the house, and we finally, after searching like 8 rooms, finally find the VIP, and we start to escort him out. But we need to keep him safe. This is where we learn that he has health, so we can't just run past all the zombies. We now need to sit and defend him. Once we get outside to what we think is the evac site, we start to defend it. And this is where we see the helper robots. And they're not too happy, so we take them out, and then we realize we're at the wrong landing site. So of course we change course, and we have to go to the other side of the map, and then we defend the real LZ. And once the chopper gets in, we make a dash for it and we exit.
So I'm just going to give a bit of pre-warning here. At this point I am now sick, and this part of the voiceover is going to be a little lackluster. Now, after all that, we need more EXP. So that's what we do, you know? We go get more EXP. So we do our main mission for EXP, which is 1 and 4. And again, you've seen these, so I'll just show you the end screens of each mission and the stats for the run so that you know that I haven't cheated. But then we do the usual at this point. Just say it with me. We sell, we upgrade, and we check our stats after the prep for this next mission. And after we prep for this next mission, and it was tough for my non-restricted character, so let's just say it's going to be fun. But let's talk about the mission. We're going underground. We need to turn the power back on for the hospital above us. The power doesn't just run their equipment, but their defenses, so it keeps the zombies at bay. So it's rather important. I'm not sure why they sent one guy that decided he needed nothing more than a pistol for this, but whatever. Very quickly we get swarmed pretty heavily by some very tough enemies, and it already doesn't look great, but there's no going back at this point. We get to the main room, where again we get swarmed, and we need to beat them before we're allowed to move forward. We move into the small corridors at this point, we meet heavy resistance, then we hit the switch, and we meet more resistance, and we go back to the center room, and oh my god, you guessed it, more resistance. This happens with every tunnel, so I'm not saying it more than once. But after we go tunnel to tunnel to tunnel, finally we get back to the center room, and we activate this robot. Now, we try fighting it, and we try to prolong it as long as we can, but my health is going down. I start searching for any of the health packs that I left. There's none. And we keep running and shooting. That's all we can do. But the inevitable happens. We die, proving no, I cannot beat SAS Zombie Assault 4 with only a pistol. I'd like to thank all of you for coming along on this ride. And with that, Griefer Games signing off.